As Eurozone nations sink ever deeper into crisis, the UK Treasury now is working on a contingency plan for the single currency's collapse, if it does happen. It includes capital control measures that, under EU rules, require agreement from most of the union members. Now, Britain's also prepared, it says, to close its borders and evacuate expats and holidaymakers from the affected countries.
Can I come too?
Robert Ould, president of the Bruges Group of Campaigners Against Excess Unification in Europe, I'm sure has got something to say about that. Robert, very good to see you tonight.
Hey, how you doing?
So what are the chief dangers that the UK is trying to protect itself from in case of the Euro's breakup that I've been talking about there?
Well, one of the main things that the British Treasury is concerned about is that as the euro collapses, the value of the pound would increase in value, which would harm British exports. Now, really, of course, the Treasury is mainly focusing on problems caused by the collapsing euro rather than the benefits. So really it's looking at things round the wrong way. There would be benefits to many nations if the Eurozone did indeed collapse, or was at least wound up in an orderly fashion.
Oh, really? OK, but there's no sign of that happening at the moment, is there?
Well, the European leaders are trying to shore up the Eurozone by having greater degrees of centralisation and having countries like France and Germany have the final say, in a sense, over the budgets of those EU member states that have excessive budget deficits. But that really isn't the answer to the problems. What's really needed is either a massive injection of cash into countries like Greece and Italy to shore up their economies. That would be money that would have to be transferred from France and Germany and other nations which have better budget situations than the Mediterranean Rim nations which are struggling, and of course even more money from the European Central Bank.
$100 billion!
Gentlemen, silence!
Even more than has been given already, so we're talking in the trillions of euros. Commission. Really what Britain needs to be doing is to recognise that the euro is a mistake, and of course they're in a sense coming up with a plan which would be trying to offset any dangers.
I'd say blah 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 blah.
Thanks for your thoughts, Director of the Bruges Group Campaigning Against Further EU Unification. They're joining us from London. Thank you.